Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dawson and today we are making a concrete side table. I've had this idea in my head for a couple years now and honestly, I don't even know if it's possible, but I just want to give it a shot. And so here's what I've got so far and here's kind of the plan that I'm thinking. The first thing is a 2-quart bucket. I'm going to use this to pour the concrete base for the table. I'm going to fill this bucket up with some concrete. I found these little mini bags of concrete which seem perfect because if you've ever bought concrete before, it comes in this like huge bag that's really hard to hold and manage, and I don't need that much, so this is perfect. I honestly don't know how much of this I will need, so I got 3 just in case. And then I got this black metal pipe that I will use as the stand. The bottom of this will go into the concrete, and then the top part will attach to the wood round that I got to be the tabletop. And I also bought this little fitting that will screw into the tabletop, and then the metal pipe will connect in here like this. The bucket will have a metal pole that is in the concrete, and so this pole will hold up the tabletop. And obviously this is like crazy tall right now, so the first thing I need to do is kind of come up with my plan and figure out how tall I want the table to be. So let's go measure a few tables I have in my living room because there's a few that I really like the size of and I think I'm just gonna copy it. All right, I have this little side table in my living room and I think this is the perfect height, so I'm just gonna measure that and then copy it for my new little project. This is 19 1/4, but I think I'm just gonna say that it's 19 because there will be a thicker tabletop, etc. So I'm gonna shoot for 19 inches. The way that I'm planning on building this is that I will use the 2-quart bucket and fill that up with concrete. And then while the concrete is drying, I'm going to stick the metal pole in here. So the metal pole is essentially like at the ground. And if I know I want my table to be about 19 inches tall, I do need to subtract the width of this tabletop from here. And this is about 1 inch thick. So I'm gonna actually cut my pipe to be 18 inches. And what's cool is that that's actually halfway in the middle of this pipe. So you could get 2 tables out of 1 pipe if you wanted to make more than 1. So now I need to figure out how to cut this pipe, and I don't have any good ideas yet. Please pause. Okay, I did a little brainstorming, and this might not be the greatest idea ever, but it's the idea that I'm going with. I'm gonna cut the pipe in half with this angle grinder. Let me know if there's an easier way to do this in the comments, but this is the only thing that I think I own that I could do this with. And I am going to make sure that I wear safety glasses because I don't want any like metal flying up and hitting my eyes. And I'm gonna wear these noise canceling headphones because the last time I used this thing, it was extremely, extremely loud and I don't want to lose my hearing. So let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna pull this down. All right, so I'm gonna just hang this off the side of the table. This part's gonna fall. I think that's okay. And then I'm gonna just make sure this grinder works. All right, let's see what. Okay, it is working, but I think I have a better blade that I can put on the grinder that will cut it faster. So let me try that. Here we go. That wasn't terrible, but I wonder if I could use PVC pipes next time. Obviously, like, these are gonna be stronger than a PVC pipe, but the PVC would be way easier to cut than that. The ends of them aren't really nice cuts either. I don't know if you can see this, but I think it's okay because it's just gonna be inside the concrete, so moving on. Okay, hopefully this isn't too windy, but I'm gonna paint this pipe now because it would be a lot easier to paint it when it's not assembled to the table. And actually, believe it or not, I found this little brick on the side of my house, which is perfect. So I can put the pipe vertically, spray all the sides, and then just let it dry like that. And this little part won't get painted, but that's okay because most of this will be covered up by the concrete base anyways. And I am using some black satin spray paint. I like satin because it's still easy to wipe down, unlike a flat paint, but it's not super shiny like a high gloss. Okay, so this guy's just like rolling by, staring at me. Okay, anyways. All right, the next step in this process is to mix the concrete for the base of the table. And I read the instructions on my little mini bags of concrete, which is 10 pounds. So for every 10 pounds of concrete, you need 1.5 cups of water. And you can add more water if you need to. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it up with this little, this is actually used for like putting on tiles, but I figured this would be perfect to mix it up by hand in the bucket. And then yeah, I don't know how, I might use 2 or 3 of these bags, so we shall see. But I am gonna put on a mask because it's really bad to breathe in this dust from the concrete. So let me go find one of those and then we'll get started. This was the only mask that I could find, and I know I'm gonna get absolutely roasted in the comments. Because whenever you wear a mask or PPE, I don't know why, but people just get so mad at you, but I don't care. Set up another camera. Okay, I'm gonna add a little water to the base. Ooh, wait, I forgot one really important thing. I forgot that I need to add some cooking oil to the sides of the bucket. This is just gonna kind of lubricate it so that the concrete doesn't stick to the bucket and comes out more easily. Oh my gosh, this went everywhere. All right, so I'm actually gonna start by adding a little water to the bottom of the bucket. And that will make sure that when I pour the concrete powder in, it doesn't just immediately like clump up and get to the bottom, and it'll be easier to mix at the end too. So I'm probably gonna pour like half of my water in actually, and then put on my mask. All right, I don't know if you can feel me, but now I'm gonna just add in my bag of concrete. Or at least part of it. I'm just doing a little bit at a time. Ah. Okay, it's looking really good, but I am gonna add in another bag of concrete. This is only filling up like this much, and so I think I want to at least double that. But I do have a third bag, so worst comes worst, I could add even more. I need more water. This is exhausting. I got everything mixed up in here and it looks really good. I'm just gonna take a rubber mallet now and hit the outside of the bucket, and this will release all the air bubbles and let them come to the top and just get like a really smooth finish around the outside of that bucket. This looks crazy. I think I'm just mostly impressed I didn't get any on my clothes, if I'm being honest. See the little air bubbles starting to like pop up here? That's what this hammering is helping, I think. Cool. Now that I got all the cement started in there, I can add in my metal pipe, and so this way when this dries, it'll dry around the pipe and it'll be super, super strong. I just gotta make sure that this is like level and drying level. So let me find my level. All right, so first of all, This whole thing is not level, so I think I need to move this to the ground. Okay, good. Good to know. I think this should be more level, at least in the table. Almost. I'm gonna add this thin piece of wood under this end, and I think that should make it level. Oh, that's too much. Maybe some pieces of trash? Okay. I'm gonna use junk mail. A little too much. Okay, that's perfect right there. That is perfect. One piece of junk mail. I'm just gonna kind of reset everything now that it's now that I know that this is level. Let's see if it's leveled this way. Not bad. Not great. So I think the problem is that I added too much water to the bucket, and like the concrete's really wet, so this isn't really like standing very well. All right, so my new plan is I'm gonna use my level to figure out where this should be, and then I'm gonna tape it to the side of the bucket so it will stay in place. Okay, while that pipe is drying with the concrete, let's work on staining the wood top. And one of my best tips for you if you like doing DIY projects is to cover your tables with some paper, because like this one got super destroyed from all the concrete, but all I have to do is just roll it off and then I'm good to go with my next part of the project. Especially with concrete, this is so messy. For the tabletop, I'm using this 15-inch wood round that I got at the store. This is way easier than trying to cut your own wood circle. And this was only like $7, so I figured this would be worth it to save a lot of time. And if I don't like it, it was only $7, so not a big investment. I took off my jacket because I cannot count how many times I have gotten stained on a piece of clothing. So I ended up lightly sanding this because the edges were pretty rough. And then next up, I'm gonna put on some pre-stained wood conditioner. This just makes sure that this doesn't look blotchy when it's all done. It's definitely an extra step, but I have learned that it's 100% worth it. So let me get some stuff to do this. Feels weird doing this against the grain. I said, wipe it off with the grain. Okay, now I'm just gonna repeat on all of these sides and the back. It's been about 30 minutes and the wood conditioner has been setting or penetrating into the wood now, and it's ready for the stain. So I'm gonna use my walnut gel stain. It's like for really my first time using this before, so wish me luck. Oh my gosh. This is like thick. Ew. Okay, it says allow 24 hours before top coating. Patience is not my virtue. Okay. It did say to test it on an inconspicuous area first, and here I am just applying it to literally the entire thing, so let's hope I like it. Kind of more rustic than I was hoping for, I guess. Not bad though. Love that I'm wearing a white shirt. What can go wrong? Okay, now let's go do the back. Honestly, I don't know what to expect, but what I expected, but it doesn't look bad. I think I'm just gonna roll with it. Where did I put that? Oh my gosh, why can I never find anything in my life? Oh, because my house is a complete disaster, that's why. Okay. Well, I know it's here somewhere. Oh my gosh, it's literally in front of me. Okay. Next step is that I realized I don't have any screws to attach this fitting into the tabletop. So let's go to the store and see if we can find something that will work for us. Okay, I think this is what I want. It has to be less than an inch because of the tabletop. And then this head has to be pretty big to fit in the hole. So I think this is my best shot. All right, here's the screws I ended up just getting from the store, and let's see if they fit. I felt weird taking them out in the store. All right, here we go. Here's the little fitting. Okay, perfect. Hopefully you can see this. But I had to find one that had like a pretty big enough screw head that it would fit into this kind of large hole in the fitting, and then it couldn't be more than an inch long so that it wouldn't poke through the top of the wood. But I think this is gonna be perfect. I am gonna let the concrete and the wood top dry overnight just because they don't seem like anywhere close to ready. And then I'll come back tomorrow and put it all together. All right, welcome back to day 2 of the table project. I let the tabletop dry and the concrete dry overnight, and I think they're ready to go. All right, so for the table concrete, I ended up switching the way that the tape works. I found that if I tape it from the top and then go down to the sides, I was able to adjust it a little bit better. But yeah, let's see if this worked. Here's a close-up of what it looks like after drying overnight. It's pretty dry. It looks a little wet, but I promise it's dry. I think the easiest way is just gonna be to tip it upside down, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, water just came out of there? Okay. How am I gonna get this out of here? It's possible I'll have to break the bucket or stand on it. I have no idea how to get this out of here. This probably isn't a great idea, but I literally just cannot get it out of here. So I'm gonna try cutting the bucket apart and then hopefully just like ripping it out from inside the bucket. Wish me luck. Making some progress. I have these things called tin snips, which are like really intense big scissors. But of course, I can't find them right now. But I feel like they would be perfect for this. Oh, okay. Just slow and steady. I'm gonna see if I can cut it with some regular scissors because I think it'll be able to get in between the bucket and the cement a little bit easier. Okay. I mean, either way, this thing is coming out of here. If it's piece by piece or if it comes out in one chunk, but I'm gonna get it out. Why is this so hard? I think if I do this again, I maybe would get just like a lot lighter weight bucket that's more flexible. Ha ha ha. What the heck? This is exhausting. Oh! Wow. Cool. Okay, one little chunk is missing on the top, but besides that, this worked. That was exhausting. All right, I think this turned out pretty cool. I don't know how or why. I mean, probably because I put too much water, but it does seem like it's not fully dry yet. So I'm gonna put it out in the sun and let it dry for a little bit. Hopefully this dries now. Definitely harder than I thought, but the bucket really wasn't that expensive, so I'm just glad that nothing cracked or anything like that. I am realizing though that I think I made some scratches with my trowel when I was mixing everything up. So I think that's why there's like some lines in the cement. So next time, I think I would buy 2 buckets. I'd mix all the cement in one and then pour it into a fresh, clean bucket for the drying process. While that concrete is drying a little bit more in the sun, I'm finally gonna add on a clear coat to my wood top. And this is just gonna help it stay a little bit more durable and be easier to wipe off if anything spills on it, etc. I'm gonna use a satin finish as well. Again, really important to make sure you just stir this. You never wanna shake poly. And I'm gonna apply it just with a little foam brush. I wish I had a bigger one because this is gonna take forever, but this is all I have. So let's get started. Now that everything is ready to go, the cement has fully dried, the black pipe I painted a little bit extra, and then I finished putting my clear coat on the wood round top. It is time to assemble. We are almost done with this project, and the way I'm going to attach the wood round to the black pipe is with this little fitting. So let's start by attaching this to the wood round top. I want to make sure that I get this fitting right in the center of this tabletop. So I know that the table is about 15 inches, so I'm going to just take 2 measurements at 7.5. Make a little mark here. One that way and one this way. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's the center right there. And then I can just line this up like that. And I did paint the screws black just so that they will blend in a little bit more. This is a great hack if you ever need to paint screws. Just poke them into a piece of cardboard and they will stand up straight, and then you can just spray paint it and they won't move around. So much easier than I thought it was gonna be. Nice. That is really strong in there. Okay, now the way that this connects to the metal pipe is there is a little Allen key fitting right here that you will just loosen up, and then you'll tighten it once you put this on the pipe, and it will kind of screw into the pipe itself. Now for the easiest and last part of the process, we just add on the wood circle to the metal pipe. And we will now have to tighten it with that little Allen key. I'm putting my level on here just so I can make sure that the tabletop is perfect in place when I tighten up this key. This is kind of hard to do with one hand, but I am just tightening the Allen key, and that's the last step of this process. Grand total, I think I spent about $50 making this table, and I really like the mix of materials between the concrete, metal, and the wood top. I saw similar side table designs online for around $200 that had a marble base. So for $50, this seems like a really good idea, and I had a ton of fun making it. And I'm getting a couple ideas for how I could improve it in the future too, and maybe make like a planter base with the concrete as well. So maybe I'll try that out. Let me know what you think in the comments though, and make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you can see more furniture flips and projects like this and renovations around my 1970s fixer-upper. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.